All right, let's talk about these two different types of stop signs. I feel like they can do a lot better job explaining this in the book because clearly there's a lot of confusion on the road. Even from students that recently took the knowledge test, they're not quite sure what the difference is. I ask them and they don't give me the correct answer most of the time. So always stop, right? So it says stop and then underneath it says always. That means everybody here has a stop sign at this intersection, and the first person to stop is the first person to go. So as you're coming up to that intersection, you need to be paying attention. Did I stop first or did this person stop first? So you need to pay attention to all the cars approaching to that intersection and figure out whose wheel is coming to a stop first. If that person stops first, they go first, right? And if two people get there at the exact same time and they stop at the exact same time, then the person on the right should go first, okay? Now, this is completely different than the stop sign, just a plain old stop sign, okay? This stop sign says, just because you stopped doesn't mean it's your turn to go again. So you may not have priority, okay? You might need to creep forward if necessary to get a better line of sight, okay? So if you're coming up to an intersection and you stop at this stop line here, there might be trees and hedges on both sides of this intersection, making it impossible for you to see who is driving on this crossroad. And because your stop sign just says stop, right? It doesn't say always, it just says stop. Then you need to think, okay, somebody here doesn't have a stop sign. Oftentimes the person across from you has a stop sign with you, and that's why these regular stop signs are usually called a two-way stop, right? Because you have a stop sign, and if you look across, you can see the back of the other person's stop sign. But again, you have to pay attention. You can't just assume you know what's happening at the intersection. So if we have a stop sign, this person has a stop sign, then it's likely that these people on this road do not have a stop sign. And how do we know? Well, we need to creep forward to the edge of the road because it's a blind intersection, and you need to be able to be ready to stop here. So when you leave here, the examiner shouldn't feel that you're just launching to get going, right? They should feel that your foot is still on the brake, you're coming up slowly so that you can stop here if you need to. Very often you do need to be able to check carefully in all directions and then proceed. Now, this stop sign, right? If you, let's say it's a really busy road here and you stop here and you want to take a left turn, and while you're waiting here for all these cars to come by, another car across from you shows up. They also creep forward a bit to see what's going on, and this time they're not signaling that they're turning anywhere, so they're planning on going straight, or they're signaling to their right and they're planning on going right, okay? Once this traffic here clears up, the person that should go first is this person, okay? This is important. A lot of people think it's a first come, first serve. So they think just because I stopped here a minute before this person while I was waiting for all this traffic to pass by, and then this person showed up after me, then when this traffic clears up, I should be the one that gets to go first. That is not correct. The person going straight through or the person taking a right goes first, okay? So if I had to label this, these people here on this road go first. They matter because they don't have a stop sign. The person turning right or going straight through goes second. And last but not least, we go third because we're least in priority at this intersection. So please understand this difference versus this. I see it way too often on the road where people come up to this type of stop sign and they treat it like an always stop. So they want to say, well, this person stopped first, so they should go first. It's like, well, that's not quite how that works. It depends on who's going where. On the flip side of that, I see it where we come up to this intersection. It says always stop. The student stops at their stop line, and then they go forward and they're creeping forward and they're checking to the left, checking to the right, checking to the left, checking to the right, and hesitating to get going. And it's like, well, you knew that everybody here has a stop sign. So when you stopped at your stop line, you should look left, center, right. Was I the first to stop? Yes, I was. I'm going to proceed. No, I wasn't the first to stop. That's okay. The other person goes. And then if it's my turn next, I proceed. So I don't hesitate too much when it's time to go at an always stop. Okay?